जय गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन व्रजन रंजन। यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय विहारी। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जयो राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी। जयो राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी। जय गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन व्रजन रंजन। यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Madhav Kunja Vihari
Jaya Radha Madhava
Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Vrindavan Chandrodaya Vrindavan Chandrodaya Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Jaya Vrindavana Dham Jaya Vrindavana Dham Vrindavana Dham Jaya Vrindavana Dham Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Brahma Parivacharya Stutrashta Shri Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai Ananta Kori Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai Prem se Gaur Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Bhaktavinda ki Nirantarat Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naranjeva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nastaprayesha Bhadresho Nityam Bhagavata Seveya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, Chapter 2, titled Remembrance of Lord Krishna, text number 22. तत्तस्य कैङ्कर्यम् अलं वृत्तानो तत्तस्य कैङ्कर्यम् अलं वृथान्नो विग्लापयति अङ्गयद् उग्रसेनम् विग्लापयति अङ्गयद् उग्रसेनम् तिष्ठन् निषन्नं परमेष्टिधिष्णे तिष्ठन् निषन्नं परमेष्टिधिष्णे न्यबोधयद्देव निधारयेति न्यबोधयद्देव निधारयेति तत्तस्य कैङ्कर्यम् अलं वृथानो तिष्ठन् निषन्नं परमेष्टिधिष्णे न्यबोधयाद्देव धारयेति तत्तस्य कैङ्कर्यम् अलं वृथान्नो विग्लापयति अङ्ग यदुग्रसेनम् तिष्ठन् निषन्नं परमेष्टिधिष्णे न्यबोधयद्देव निधारयेति तत्तस्य कैङ्कर्यम् अलं वृथानो Tat, therefore, tasya, his, kainkaryam, service, alam, of course, britham, the servitors, na, us, viglapayati, gives pain, anga, O Vidura, yet as much as Ugrasenam unto King Ugrasena, Tishtan being seated, Nishannam waiting upon him, Parameshti Drishne on the royal throne, Nyabhodayat submitted, Deva addressing my Lord, Nidharaye, please know it, iti, thus. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Therefore, O Vidura, does it not pain us, his servitors, when we remember that he, Lord Krishna, used to stand before King Ugrasena, who was sitting on the royal throne, and used to submit explanation before him, saying, O my Lord, please let it be known to you. Purport. Lord Krishna's gentle behavior before his so-called superiors, such as his father, grandfather, and elder brother, his amiable behavior with his so-called wives, friends, and contemporaries, his behavior as a child before his mother Yashoda, and his naughty dealings with his young girlfriends cannot bewilder a pure devotee like Uddhava. Others who are not devotees are bewildered by such behavior of the Lord, who acted just like a human being. This bewilderment is explained by Lord himself in the Bhagavad Gita as follows. Avajananti mamudha manushim tanum ashitam param bhavam ajananto mama bhutva maheshwaram. Persons with a poor fund of knowledge belittle the personality of Godhead Lord Krishna, not knowing his exalted position as a Lord of everything. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord has explained his position clearly. But the demoniac atheistic student squeezes out an interpretation to suit his own purpose and misleads unfortunate followers into the same mentality. Such unfortunate persons merely pick up some slogans from the great book of knowledge, but are unable to estimate the Lord as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Pure devotees like Uddhava, however, are never misled by such atheistic opportunists. That's hence the Bhakti Vedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimrandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Peshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Please repeat the translation. Therefore, O Vidura, does it not pain us, his servitors, when we remember he, Lord Krishna, used to stand before King Ugrasena, who was sitting on the royal throne, and used to submit explanation before him, saying, O my Lord, please let it be known to you. What is that sound? As if somebody is stirring a drink. AC का? ठीक है. So here Vidura is asking Uddhava, does it not pain us? We know Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that person is standing before King Ugrasena, who is sitting on a royal throne. And he is submitting his explanations before him by calling King Ugrasena, O my Lord. So, Prabhupada is explaining. Actually, it's a valid question. Krishna is a supreme person, no one equal to or greater than him. Yet, why is he acting like an ordinary human being? An ordinary human being has to subordinate himself to his elders, to the king. And here we see that Krishna has also subordinated himself before King Ugrasena, subordinated himself before the his parents, subordinated himself before his friends, his girlfriends, gopis. So how to understand this? And in fact, as Prabhupada explains, that many people misuse these activities of Krishna or these statements of Krishna to say that, no, he became the Supreme. He was ordinary, but he became the Supreme, the Mayavada understanding. So similarly, each of us, right now we are like ordinary human beings, but eventually, if we are spiritually very advanced, then we can become the Supreme. There's only one Supreme, and that Supreme is Brahman, and that Supreme is I, you, and everybody. So they get an opportunity to take these kind of verses, even from Bhagavad Gita, and give certain... Krishna himself says that Naham prakasha sarvasya yogamaya samavrta. I am covered by my eternal potency, eternal Maya potency. The only way we can understand this is when it is firmly established in our heart that Krishna is a Supreme Personality of Godhead, not only in terms of power, but also in terms of madhurya, or in terms of, not only in terms of Aishwarya, but also in terms of love. He is a supreme lover. And nobody, in other words, he enjoys loving pastimes. Notwithstanding his actual position as the supreme source of everything. Sarva Karana Karana. So Krishna is not only enjoying himself as a supreme proprietor of everything, as a cause of everything, as a supreme enjoyer of everything, but even a greater aspect of the supreme absolute truth is that he is the reservoir of all loving relationship. Akila Rasamrita Sindhu is an ocean. Is an ocean of Ananda. Is an ocean of love. There's no one equal to or superior to him. In power, we say, when we say there's no one equal to or greater than him, when we define God. But also, the complete understanding of the absolute truth is there is no one equal to or greater than his love, his loving ability, his unconditional love. As it is explained here in this incident, that Krishna subordinated himself before Ugrasena. It's because of rasa. He was enjoying the relationship with his devotees. Whether Ugrasena or whether it is the gopis. Everywhere, Anandamayo Bhyasat, he is a supreme enjoyer. So God is a person. One aspect of the person is, he is the owner of all the Shaktis, Shaktiman. No doubt that we, the conditioned living entities in this material world, are completely lost in imitating him in terms of power. That is why we are in this material world with the lauding, desire for lauding rasa. That is a common characteristic of all conditioned souls, is to seek lauding rasa. And for that they do so many fruitive activities or this, and put all kinds of efforts in order to become lord of all this survey. in order to become bigger and bigger Lord. This is the nature of all the living entities in this material world. So for such living entities, the first understanding of God is by understanding that I am not this, I am unable to control this as I think I can. I am limited in my powers. Unpredictable is my powers. Powers come and go. Sometimes I am powerless. Sometimes I am powerful. And I have so much desire yet to achieve so much power. So these are all the abuses by the conditioned soul with respect to power. So even in the matter of relationship also, in the matter of love in this material world apart from power, or in the matter of knowledge, it is all about lauding. Lauding is prominent in that. Why modern science is pursuing so much of knowledge? Because they say knowledge is power. If I get that knowledge, then I can create lights, I can create technology, I can create so many things for my gratification. So pursuit of knowledge in this world is also for power. Pursuit of love also, if you go a little deeply inside, it is connected to power. That's why we see when people parents become sick, or they become powerless, they're given all their if the property is there, still they will be respectful. Suppose he lost all his property. Then he lost his respect among all his people. Then he's got ill health. So barely out of some duty they may come and take care, but their love slowly diminishes. It is a fact in this material, to parents or anybody. Why divorces happen? Because there is a mismatch. I did not get what I wanted to get from you. So everything is about power in this material world. Even love is contaminated by power in this material world. So the absolute truth has to be understood in these two aspects. That the absolute truth is not only having his supreme qualities of Aishwarya, but also he has these qualities of Madhurya, loving pastimes. In fact, in the beginning, one understands Krishna, just like in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna's aspect of both largely Aishwarya. At the same time, there is a Madhurya of friendship with Arjuna. Both aspects are there. But because we are contaminated, very deeply contaminated with this lauding attitude or addiction to power, it is very essential even for us, we are practicing Krishna consciousness, we have to understand the Aishwarya aspects of the Lord. How the Lord is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, how He is within and without of everything, how He is a Param Ishvara, how He is a sanctioner of everything, how He is the witness of everything, how the entire world is, running for Him. Aham sarvasya prabho mata sarvam pravartate. These personality aspects of Krishna should strike us first. Then we get purified of our lauding nature. It is only then we get entitled for a Aishwarya-less Madhurya. A direct, sweet relationship with Krishna. But that is not possible unless one's lauding tendency is completely gone. Some time immemorial in this material world, the first starting point of lording tendency is I want to be independent. I don't want to subordinate. I want to be lord of my own. That disease is there because of that desire. We are in this material world. So we lost the Madhurya aspect of Lord. The spiritual world is full of Madhurya aspect of the Lord, love for the Lord. Whether it is Vaikuntha or whether it is Goloka Vrindavan or any of the spiritual planets, it's full of either sweet love or reverential love, or it's full of love. Full of love, full of Krishna, Vishnu, Narayana, the consciousness full of that. So we lost that. Why did we lose that? Because of sense of independence. We wanted to be Lord of our own self. The Lord of our own self. I am my Lord. Krishna is not my Lord. This attitude is what has brought us here. Therefore, first is a rectification of the factual state of affairs, that I am not the Lord of myself. Krishna is the Parameshwara. Krishna is the sanctioner of everything. Krishna is within and without of this material existence. Not that Krishna who is there in the spiritual world. So first we understand that Krishna is an inconceivable person. The concept of Krishna, we have to understand, is inconceivable because he is a supreme person. He is Ananta. Though he is standing before Ugrasena and saying, "Oh my Lord," but he is Ananta. Ananta Vikti. Aprameya Vikti. He cannot be measured. Achintya. Inconceivable. This is the first understanding that we should get about Krishna. And then we learn how to surrender to him. Unless we are surrendered to him, unless we learn, we cross the stage of giving up our lording tendency and surrendering to him in this material world, there is no question of the impression of Krishna being gifted in our heart. The Krishna, the loving Krishna, the epitome of all love. So first we have to surrender to him. Suhridam sarvabhutanam, as a friend of all living entities. Sarvadharman parityaja mam ekam sharanam vraja. Tameva sharanam gaccha sarva bhavena bharata. So we have to rectify our lording tendency. We have to become surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In terms of tattva, all living entities in the spiritual world are surrendered to him. Even those who are acting as his superiors. But the internal potency of the Lord creates a situation for the pleasure of devotees and the Lord to forget this factual situation. Maya. Maya means what? This is, in the material world there is a kind of Maya. It's called Mahamaya. It's an illusion woved around reality. the purpose of this illusion, this Maya Shakti, and that Maya Shakti of the spiritual world is different. That Maya Shakti also selectively covers the truth. That Krishna, truth cannot be changed. So for the pleasure of Krishna, truth is covered for him also. When he is acting as a baby of Yashoda, he is also completely under the forgetfulness that he is the Supreme Lord. Only then he can perfectly enjoy as his child, as their child. So for that perfectly enjoying as that child, he is not subordinating himself to somebody else. He has, his Shaktis are serving him. His Yoga Maya is serving him to give that rasa that Krishna wants. So, devotees, they understand. In Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says, Ye tamam prapadyante tam sati bhajamiham. Now we have all taken to Krishna consciousness. We all want to become devotees of Krishna. We all seek relationship with him. That is the meaning of bhakti. But the relationship has to begin with the instructions of Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. Relationship has to begin in relating with the super soul, Paramatma, the Chaitya Guru, who is seeking us to surrender. So by surrendering, by developing a relationship with the Param Ishvara, we become more and more Krishna conscious in terms of giving up the lauding tendency. And then we get an opportunity to relate with Krishna in his Madhurya aspect. So we all have a relationship with Krishna now. In our life, we have received reciprocation as a friend in our heart. And as I said, he is Achintya, Pramay. His aspects are unfathomable. Here is Krishna, here is Paramatma, here is Vishnu, here is Narayana, here is Rama, Narsimha, so many avatars, Nama Prabhu, all limited, and they're all Advaitam, Achyudam, Anadim, Ananta Rupam. So for us to realistically develop relationship with Krishna, we have to understand what is our level, where are we standing. I am not yet surrendered. I have still lauding tendencies there. I am still infected with all the anarthas. So I am far, far away from anywhere touching the Madhurya aspect of Krishna. It will be simply another Mahamaya drama in your mind if you are thinking of some sweet relationship with Krishna. So this is a science. But definitely we all can all have a bona fide relationship with Krishna as our best friend in our heart, as a Chaitya Guru who is guiding us step by step to achieve Krishna consciousness, to qualify to come to Krishna consciousness. And this kind of realization of the Lord as a friend, as eternal friend, as a dearmost friend, so many assurances Krishna gives, statements which attract you. Name bhakta pranashyati, yoga kshemam vahamyam, macchitta sarva durgani, mat prasada tarishyasi. These are all directly connected to our daily lives, in this material world, in our conditioned life. That is why Prabhupada chastised devotees who have not cleanse their heart, try to go and sit in Radha Kund and chant 24 hours. Even we chant here 108 rounds. Only as a exemptions allowed by Prabhupada on Ekadashi day. What is wrong? Other days if I can chant every day 108 rounds. Don't get enamored by that. You will simply feed your anarthas if you do 108 rounds. Because your desires you have to give up. You have to use your voluntary free will to want Krishna only. Otherwise, this holy name will give you whatever you want. Nama Chintamani it is. So devotees have to be very careful. So, an Acharya, he knows what is the state of our consciousness. Therefore, he said, engage yourself in preaching Krishna consciousness. Expand preaching Krishna consciousness. Which means in this material world, preaching Krishna consciousness necessarily does not simply mean everybody will come and sit before you and you will talk Krishna Katha. No. Preaching Krishna consciousness here means to dovetail all your abilities to expand preaching of organization that is required to preach Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada will preach. You build a big temple. People come and buy Prabhupada's books and Prabhupada will preach. Now I also preach. You also preach. But we should understand that morning to evening, after our sadhana, we are engaged in dovetailing all our abilities without wanting anything else back in service of Krishna. It's a surrender. It's a practice of surrender. It is an opportunity in our preaching work how to depend upon Krishna, how to understand all the elementary principles. Prakrite kriyamanani gune karmani sarvasha ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. How to realize this fact that Krishna is telling. How to realize this fact that I am only a kshetrajna, I don't exist in this dimension, material dimension. I am in the spiritual dimension always. And everything is carried out by three modes of material nature. How to realize the fundamental things, fundamental facts about myself. Who am I? I'm not this body. This body is a trap. I'm the spirit person in this body. How to realize that? That's where Krishna starts. Elementary lessons in Bhagavad Gita. Even before even crossing over, having clear realization, I am not this body. How can we act on a spiritual platform of thinking of any of the Leela, joining any Leela, even mentally of Krishna? Not possible. So by applying the principles of Bhagavad Gita while we are preaching Krishna consciousness, we get full realization of the Lord in the heart. We learn how to surrender. That is the first stage of Krishna consciousness. To realize Krishna is my eternal friend. Krishna in our heart involves himself in all our preaching activities. You cannot separate. Sadhana is not only morning when you do your sadhana. Seva is also a sadhana. In the seva also you come to realize Krishna, His hands, His help, Dadami Buddhi Yogam, giving realizations. Learning how to surrender all our works, chetasa sarva karmani, mayi sanyasya matparaha. So not that we do sadhana and then you do, oh, these are all works. No, that is when a devotee takes responsibility, he gets a realization of Krishna. He takes challenges to preach Krishna consciousness. He gets realization of Krishna. He sees Krishna's help. So this preaching Krishna consciousness, the work to please the spiritual master, his mission, is a great opportunity for us. You should not think that we are doing some great thing for Guru. It's a great opportunity for us to dovetail my otherwise karmic abilities, disabilities. Each one of us, every point in life, are having our karmic abilities and disabilities. So we to now, and those abilities we are always utilizing to increase our karma. That's what is happening to the outside world. Somebody has got power due to his past karma, then he's trying to increase it. But once we come to Krishna, the karma doesn't leave us. Our karmic propensities, kala, will unfold. But our life is a little different now. The very same thing, we now dovetail it in service of Krishna and Guru's mission. And we see that when we dovetail it in service of Krishna, in Guru's mission, Krishna removes, Guru removes all our unpalatable ahankara, and whatever little good is there in our devotion is there in our service, Prabhupada takes it and sends it to Krishna, gives it to Krishna. Thus we are privileged by the spiritual master. And not only that, the Lord has got two missions. One is us, another is the world, non-devotees. Just like we say, okay, now we have a mission. We have to solve this problem. Often we also think, okay, now we are devotees. We have a mission to make non-devotees devotees. But actually we forget that we have a mission to make ourselves better devotees and then make others devotees. We forget that. I am already a devotee. My preaching means I make them devotees. So from the Lord's perspective, He wants to solve two problems. Those who are devotees, to make them better devotees, to bring them back to Godhead. And engage them in preaching Krishna consciousness, to make people who have no connection with Krishna consciousness to awaken, to bring them back to Krishna. We are devotees of the Lord, and the world is full of non-devotees. Only we can say we are less of a headache to Krishna than them. All our children, we give less headache. Our goal in life should be not to give headache to Krishna. Completely clear off our lauding tendency. Our quest for power, position, social praise. Power is about ego. When a man starts his life, he needs first power for uta. When he is fully satisfied, then he wants power over other living entities. That is called power. Ego power. Power has its own manifestation. Sometimes somebody is having no power, he is very humble. Give him power and see what will happen. So because he has no power, he is humble. Then you say, oh, he is a very humble devotee. उसको power देख के दे. Then what will happen? It is not there, so I am humble. So Srila Prabhupada has put us on such a wonderful level of practicing Krishna consciousness. We should not get misled, especially when we are in Vrindavan. We see so many sadhus, we respect them. We see so many Babajis, we respect them. But our Acharya has put us in the right track, exactly what we should do in order to get really Krishna Prema. It is important that all the anarthas are burnt away. So a combination is given by Prabhupada of morning sadhana and taking up responsibility to preach Krishna consciousness in an organization. In that, how to see Krishna in everything, in your work. That's why I said this is a preaching sadhana. It's also sadhana. Whatever we do, we are trying to relate with Krishna. It is not about we achieve something and all for Prabhupada, all these things. That is not the primary goal. Primary goal is in that process how to get related to Krishna. In that process how to depend upon Krishna. In that process how to become humble. In the process of my preaching work, how to become humble. Don't keep these two things separately. So we have to go through first learning, appreciating the Aishwarya aspect of Krishna. Because we have to neutralize our lauding tendency. Otherwise I am still thinking I am servant. Seva bhavana. In the whole effort of preaching Krishna consciousness in this organization, our actual role nowadays, at this stage, is to develop servitude from lordship, opposite to lordship. How can I in all circumstances develop? It's a struggle. That's why I said it's a sadhana. Go and dovetail your powerful ability to speak somewhere, this thing, all those things, and that may be easy. Because it is your propensity, karmic propensity, you will go and do that. But parallelly, developing a spiritual character while doing all these things, developing that personal qualifications as a Vaishnava, that is our real gift from Prabhupada and Krishna. Outside results will come and go. One is not enamored by all those things. Materially, how big this service is, or how that, this, all this thing. One is not enamored. He knows this, it's another field. That is Krishna's, that is the Supreme Lord's prerogative. Every moment what to sanction in the world to karmis, to devotees, it is his prerogative. He is within and without of everything. There is nothing in the existence, whether material world or spiritual world, where Krishna is not related. His not relating is also one relationship. With the super soul, he is seated in Karmi's heart. He is not relating, is also a relationship of not relating with them and waiting. Why? Ye yatamam prapadyante tam sate bhajamyam. They don't want him, so he is relating with them in that way. The jiva can never give up his connection with Krishna, even in the material world. Because of the Lord allowing us to do all these things in the material world, we have material life. So very systematically we should understand that an Acharya like Prabhupada, we follow his instructions specifically, then we are sure to cleanse our lauding tendency. How and where it is hidden, you do not know. You have to be thoroughly convinced that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, is known, is equal to or greater than him. He is running this material world, he is the Lord of everything, he is a Param Ishvara. It has to settle in our heart fully. Then only you can think of, Krishna's loving pastime with his gopis and this, all the other things. At least participating. You can read, you can hear, but you cannot imitate participating in it. Prabhupada has written Krishna book. We have to read Krishna book. Read Krishna's in separation. I am not qualified to relate. Let me try to understand first the sweetness of his relationship by reading. But we cannot foray into a relationship with Krishna, with that Krishna. For our level of consciousness, Krishna has come to us as the Supreme Lord. Practice Bhagavad Gita. Practice what Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita. Then automatically we will be led step after step after. Don't think you'll miss out Krishna's Leela, you'll miss out this. Nothing. Krishna wants us. Krishna wants us to go beyond Aishwarya aspect of him. Krishna wants us to go into Madhurya. He wants sweet relationship with his devotees. He wants. But you cannot jump. You cannot. The process of purification. So then only we can appreciate all these things. As Prabhupada says here, that the a devotee understands that when he's standing before, when Krishna is standing before Ugrasena, or Krishna becomes a chariot driver, there is a great rasa that is being played over there, absolute rasa. The Lord is absolute, whether he is in his power or power aspect or his loving aspect. He is absolute. Both ways he is absolute. Any questions? Mike.
Particularly devotees reading many other books other than Prabhupada's books, when they are enamored by some descriptions of Rasatattva or so many other things, advanced topics, and they keep on asking that why can't we read, why can't we read? Please clarify this.
You don't even know you are the soul. What you will read? First you have to understand, I am not this body, I am a spirit person. Because these are all spiritual leelas. Krishna is not a material person. Krishna's body, Krishna's leela, they are all divya. So unless we understand our divyatva, unless we understand I am in quality same as Krishna, I am Satchidananda person, not this body. Yet you are in this body. You clearly know this body persona is only one small slice of my spirit person. Unless one, you see, in order to appreciate Krishna's Leela, some of those pastimes may appeal to the material minds also. Krishna's Leelas with his gopis. But you have not understood Krishna properly, you have not understood gopi properly. How will you understand properly the Leela between Krishna and gopis? Right? A and B, something is happening. It's very interesting. You want to understand, then you have to understand A and B first. That means first tattva has to be understood. Before you go into rasa, there has to be realization of tattva, there has to be realization of truth. So realization of truth means you are coming out of this Maya, Yoga Maya. So realization of truth is like a middle level. Unless you are settled and situated in truth, Yoga Maya can. If you have to feel love of Krishna, generally you have to come under the influence of Yoga Maya. You cannot generate out of your heart. You fall in the ocean, you will drink salt water. So you have to fall in the ocean of Krishna Rasa. That means the ocean has to be, I have to get the mercy. It's not by mental speculation I can appreciate Krishna's Leela. Krishna consciousness is about awakening our love for Krishna. That awakening can happen just like fish will get life only if it is in the water. Similarly, my soul will get genuine rasa only when it is immersed in the ocean, the Yoga Maya. Yoga Maya Radharani, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. How you just see, even in Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Krishna's name, Rama's name, all surrounded by Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Equal number of Hares are there. So without Hare's mercy, you cannot get Krishna's mercy. Without Radharani's mercy, you cannot get Krishna's mercy. When we say this, without Radharani's mercy, we cannot get Krishna's mercy. We mean to say Goloka Krishna's mercy. So many sampradayas are there. They don't recognize Radharani even. They don't even know Radharani. So you may say, no, they don't get bhakti. They don't get bhakti for this Krishna. Krishna is unlimited. But they can get bhakti as a Parameshwara, Supreme Lord. We are specially gifted with this parampara wants to give us Radha Krishna Bhakti. At the same time, we should understand that we have to follow the footsteps of the Acharyas to qualify ourselves, cleanse our heart, step by step, please the spiritual master, become free from self-centeredness, become free from commission for my senses, commission for my mind, commission for my intelligence, commission for my ego. You do something, you take commission, no? So it is called ahetuki apratihata bhakti. Even our present bhakti, it should come to that level. Whatever we are doing, we have to always constantly check ourselves. Isme mere liye kya hai? Grossly and subtly. This attitude should go, this bhavana should go. Surrendered attitude should come. Mere liye kya hai? क्या प्रसादम देता है वही मेरे लिए है. This is the attitude of the devotee. We are all dependent upon Krishna. मुझे तो चाहिए, कुछ ना कुछ चाहिए. नहीं चाहिए तो, we are not independent living entities. Food चाहिए, शरीर चाहिए, ये चाहिए, health चाहिए, बहुत कुछ चाहिए. लेकिन ये हम उसके पीछे नहीं पड़ता है. कृष्णा की सेवा के पीछे में पड़ता है. मुझे जो चाहिए, मेरा जीवन में जो है, ये सब कृष्णा के प्रसाद जैसे ही हम स्वीकार करेंगे. और प्रसाद कैसे ही उसको रिस्पेक्ट करते हैं. और उसको जो भगवान देते हैं प्रसाद की टाइप रूप में, वो हम उसको री इन्वेस्ट करेंगे डिवोशन सर्विस के लिए. प्रसाद देते हैं वो भी हम, आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू एंजॉय दैट प्रसाद, आई एम ट्राइंग टू एंजॉय दैट प्रसाद. That's why we say even our normal prasadam seva bolte hain. You're not enjoying prasadam, but you are serving Krishna by honoring prasadam. That means the consciousness is that Krishna is so kind that he has given me prasadam to control my tongue. So kind. Because I am conditioned. I want pleasure for my tongue. Even though I have decided I don't want bhoga, but still I want nice prasadam. So Krishna is very kind, he gives nice prasadam. When we are advanced, we don't want even tasty prasadam. Krishna will give you saltless prasadam to make us advanced beyond that. So that you see that whether there is materially salt or no salt, it is honorable. It is prasadam. It is given by Krishna. So devotees engage in service of the Lord, whether I get sukha or dukkha, for my body, for my mind. That is prasadam. Prabhupada says, devotee, whatever they receive in their life, they don't measure it as good and bad. They say, Krishna is in control of my life. Sukh bhi Krishna hi de rahe hain, dukh bhi Krishna hi de rahe hain. Everything is made, he is giving for my spiritual advancement. So this tendency to jump over, read rasa tattva, all these things, that is why you wouldn't use common sense. Hundreds of lecture Prabhupada has given. You think Prabhupada did not know rasa tattva? He is teaching everybody, come out of bodily concept. Step 1 में आ जाओ, भगवत गीता के first chapter, second chapter करो. Realize करो. पढ़ सकता है. ये पढ़ लिया, वो पढ़ लिया, चैतन्य चैतन्यता पढ़ लिया, अभी आगे रस तत्व सब पढ़ेंगे. पढ़ने का एक बात है, उसको विज्ञान बनना, ज्ञान एक बात है, उसको रियलाइज करना. To see and live. Realize means to live that truth. To live that truth that I am not this body. To live that truth without lust. To live that truth without desire for fame, recognition. To live that truth. These are the challenges that we have. External preaching is not the only challenge. As I said, we have got 2 challenges. External preaching to serve the mission of Guru, to expand the mission of Guru, is a challenge. We all have an internal challenge to get what we want. We want only one thing, Krishna Prema. Our goal is only one thing. We are not deviated from that. Meantime, if you want anything else for your false ego, you will land up there. You will get it. And you will just delay your... It's a chakkar. You'll go on and on. Because number of material devotees is so unlimited, hundreds of lives, millions of lives, we will go on as devotees only. Hare Krishna can satisfy all the karmis' desire. Why he cannot satisfy devotees' desire? So as early as possible, we should cut down. We should be very careful. Take this, our internal consciousness, as a challenge. For that, reading Prabhupada's books is very essential. When you read Prabhupada's books, then we see these are the standards. And then we see in our heart, it's a challenge. I'm not in this platform. I want to be in this platform. Prabhupada has written all this for us to realize this and come to that stage. The goal of Prabhupada's writing is to make everybody a pure devotee. And it is potentially possible for every one of us to become a pure devotee of the Lord. But step by step we have to go. Not only that, another danger is, not only you go into a Maya world of Krishna Leela, not the Yoga Maya world, you go into a Mahamaya world. Because you are thinking they are persons like us. So naturally, the story you will weave around bodily persons. Not only that, as devotees, we can do aparadha, offenses, by mistaking those tattvas, mistaking those rasas, mental speculation. It's a very high subject. Though it's a very high subject, it is very simple. Nothing is complicated. The Madhurya aspects of Krishna are very simple. But it needs a foundation of freedom from 3 modes of material nature to even think about it. Leela Smaran also, to do, you have to become purified, free from the 3 modes of material nature. Yesterday I discussed Freedom from three modes of material nature is nothing but eliminating self-centeredness completely. Three different ways in which self-centered desire of living entity is fulfilled is Rajaguna, Tamaguna, Sattoguna. So therefore, becoming free from that three modes of material, Sagunan Samati Ityan, Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate, Ananyas Chintayanto Ma. So becoming free from that is free from the three modes of material nature by constant engagement in Krishna consciousness, because Krishna consciousness activity means not self-centered. So therefore it has to be ultimately by pure devotional service, the gunas can get thrown away. Any other question? Vyamapada.
In this verse, it is being said that Lord Krishna used to stand before King Ugrasena, who was sitting on the royal throne, and used to submit explanations before him, saying, "Oh my Lord, please let it be known to you." That means to say Krishna is being very submissive. And
play.
forgetting his role, forgetting his position as the supreme controller of everything. Rather, he is being controlled by Ugrasena and being submissive. So basically, Krishna is deriving rasa out of being, out of playing a submissive role, forgetting his position as the Supreme Lord.
Yes.
So Prabhupada also gives the example that how a judge, when he comes home with his grandson, he will play because that judge experiences rasa with that child, forgetting his position as a judge who can control and decide on person's future or fate. So ultimately,
and when the judge is sitting there, everybody says, "My Lord, my Lord, my Lord."
Yeah, everybody is saying, "My Lord, my Lord, my Lord." So actually, if you have to experience rasa, if you have to experience the mellow, you have to give up the lauding tendency.
So first is surrender rasa,
Yeah,
then other rasas.
yeah. So now the Lord could easily play this. Suddenly he becomes the Supreme Lord. Suddenly he becomes the spiritual guide to Arjuna, where he takes the position of
Correct.
the master. And suddenly with the gopis or with the Gopala, he becomes very ordinary boy. So this shifting of positions, so easily the Lord transitions. Whereas in our case, the judge's position with his grandson, because there is a relationship, there is a familial relationship, so the judge is able to transit.
Correct.
But in a living entity in the material world, for us
To switch over.
to switch over, it is not at all. It's next to impossible.
Especially if it is from a very comfortable
Yeah.
position to an uncomfortable position. Very difficult to switch over.
So we are not able to shift like that.
So this is one of the opulences of Krishna. Advaitam Achyutam Anad. That means, you see, all of them are absolute. When sometimes we switch over here, let us say there is a false ego, a persona of false ego, in a particular situation, a different false ego, a different situation. And according to standards of bhakti, I should switch over. I should not act as this person. I should act as a persona of disciple of Prabhupada, befitting the disciple of Prabhupada. You find it difficult to switch over. That is because we don't even see that as different persons. We try to, as devotees, We're talking about devotees. Devotees should also be able to switch over personas of different situation very easily as required for the service of the Lord without being attached to the previous persona. That can happen only if there is detachment. Detachment from role play. I am not the role player. I am the role player. I am not the role player. So that detachment, behind all this there is a servant personality. The spirit person, we always mistake spirit person with the role play person. Actually they're two different. Now I am talking to you. I have one persona. I am talking to somebody else. I got another persona. My total self is not equal to my relationship with you. My total self is not relationship with you. So we have different unlimited personas. Each of them appears like me, but actually it is my role play. In my chittam, I have created that persona. Persona is different, person is different. Whereas in the case of Krishna, his person and personas are all absolute. Are all absolute. His role play and him are absolute. But in this material world, as you said, switching over persona, that role play is separate from my spirit person. I am imagining it to be me, but it's not me. So that is why sometimes it's very difficult. As I said, let's say we have to fast. As you have a persona that I want to satisfy this instruction of Prabhupada, I want to fast. But then you have an old fixed persona which is all conditioned and sitting in us. Body persona, which wants, kind of hunger it wants. So you have a comfortable persona. You are situated in comfortable persona, eating 3 times. Now you want to give up this. It is that you have something because you want to follow Prabhupada. So there is some aspiration. Yes, I want to do it. That means that is a persona you created. You created a persona for fasting but then you see that how strong is this persona. You will see that the comfort persona is much stronger. You will not be able to succeed. You will fail. So, one of the best way of self-management is not to manage I'm telling you, much easier it becomes. Now when I'm saying, you are perceiving that there is a persona. Otherwise, you are simply trying to control your desire. Desires belong to personas. So best way of self-management is management of personas, different personas. Persona is like an alter ego. My real ego is there, but in the material world, the spirit soul is situated in the spiritual dimension. That's why even a microscope cannot catch it. Even now, we are all existing in spiritual dimension. But we are acting through personas, that is called chittam. Our chittam is full of personas. A persona is an alter ego, a person who has got a desire, thinking, feeling, willing, everything. The head of all this set of thinking, feeling, willing is one persona. So you want to stop some desire, you go see what is a persona. It is better to easier to manage the persona. Or if you control your desires, but if you don't control your persona, you will fail. I want to stop thinking badly like this. I am trying, Prabhu, so much, but my mind is not, still I am thinking this way. go to the root. Who is the persona who thinks like this? What is the persona? Means there is an ego. Persona is at the ego level. There is a ego gratification. Stop ego gratification, everything else will change. So, sense control, mind control, all these things are very easy if you learn the art of self-management by seeing this. There are two kinds of egos we create: real ego and false ego. Real ego is when your goal is to serve Prabhupada, Krishna. False ego is when we want to serve our self-centeredness.
So, like the example of the judge is able to change his personality, and because there is a bodily relationship. Because the bodily relationship is there, he is able to immediately forget his ego, whatever.
Variety is a spice of enjoyment.
So, when like for example, sometimes we say a very powerful man with his wife, his power will not work. He becomes very submissive to his wife. That's because there is a bodily relationship with the wife.
Correct.
But when he goes out to somebody else, he will show full power.
Right.
Because there is no bodily relationship. So, for us in this material world, with the bodily relationship that we have, with that we can show our power or not show our power, or transition or whatever it is. But if you remove the body, then we are not able to, our false ego only works there. It is not that our intelligence or spiritual intelligence doesn't work there. So how do we, is it only by spiritual intelligence that we can do this transition?
The example you gave, that is because of bodily. But bodily relationship is even body-centered relationship. But relationship is relationship. Relationship is that of the spirit person. Falsely, a haunted ego is relating. Body itself does not have relationship. So, body is a catalyst. So, in spiritual relationship, without body, we develop relationship. The first relationship is without body, to understand that I am a spirit person now deprived of my original spiritual body. So all my even bodily relationship are actually through the body, but it is a relationship of the spirit. So therefore I can develop bodiless spiritual relationship. It's a fact what you are saying. It is a relationship that makes us be very agile in shifting from one persona to another persona. It is a relationship. It so happens that in the material world it is because everybody is in bodily concept. Bodily concept means what? Gross material energy is a reality. So my reality about me is I am this body. They don't see this subtle energy of manas, buddhi, ahankara and spirit person. So once we come to understand thoroughly that I am the spirit person, and actually there is no body here. That spirit person is projecting the body here. Body is there only in spiritual world. Because body means seeing, touching, smelling, tasting, all those things. It's all fake body. It's a fake imitation of the real spiritual body. Perverted reflection. So actually the body features, thinking, feeling, willing, not only mind, even seeing, touching, smelling, all these things are originating from the spirit in my heart. Otherwise, this is a humanoid. This yantra is simply a humanoid. So yes, we have to elevate our relationship from body-centeredness to spirit-centeredness, Krishna-centeredness. Then equally relationships are built up. Relations become a reality. Relationship of your service becomes reality. So relationship of with your spiritual master it becomes as real as body relationship. You don't need body relationship when you elevate yourself to the truth of spirit as more fundamental truth than matter. Even in japa, we see, and that's why I said, if you develop a relationship, you can keep your attention. If you don't develop a relationship, then you need power to hold your mind out there. You need power. But you develop a relationship, then you don't need power. With the relationship, the attention is locked. Any other question?
Hare Krishna, bro. Like you told, our acharyas have given the right track, absolutely right track, and which we have to follow.
Right steps.
Right steps. So, like Prabhupada says in his books, Avaishnava Mukhotgirnam Putam Harikatamritam Shavanam Naiva Kartavyam Sarpochistam Yathapaya. Padma Puran. So, if somebody is hearing a Vaishnava, so natural, real devotional service will not develop. And then Shruti Smriti Puranadi Pancharatriki Vidim Viram Aikantiki Harer Bhakti Utpata Eva Kalpate Utpata will develop. So then Stavara Jangama Dekhe Na Dekhe Tar Spurti Sarvatra Haya Nija Ishta Deva Spurti. This means very high stage of devotional service where our devotee is able to perceive Lord everywhere. Stavara Jangama Dekhe, like Prahlad Maharaj. So, like you were telling, in Vrindavan, we have so many devotees. Everywhere we see devotees. So now this Shravanam, my question is, whom to hear? Means Shravanam, because whole process of devotional service starts with Shravanam. And
simple answer. Hear Prabhupada. Why did the question arise at all? Whom to hear? It is sufficient to hear Prabhupada. Be loyal to your spiritual master. Stay with him. Hear from him. Don't think that anything he has not given, which you can absorb today. Oh, I need to know my Siddha Deha. Somebody else will tell what is Siddha Deha. It's not required for us now. And in one conversation, Prabhupada, at the right time you will know, Prabhupada says. He was surprised. Somebody was reading, some of us disciples were reading about Siddha Deha and all, some other higher literature. And should not we do this, Prabhupada said. First, you do what I said. At the right time, in your heart, everything will come. It's a transcendental process. It's not a gross process of readings from some book and all these things. Lord is in our heart. Grandaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.